What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of From Screen to Shelf. We are back for the most anticipated top 5 countdown on YouTube out of all the physical media channels
Let's
of all
go.
time. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, we got our top 5 discs for 2024. This one's kind of difficult, guys, because it was like a blur in 2024. Like Chase was just telling me, and he made a lot of good points that there were discs that were like late fall that I thought were like late 2023 for some reason. It's just like weird. The time, like the amount of time that's gone by, it's kind of mind-boggling. So we're gonna go with 2024 disc releases that came out 2024. This is gonna be solely based on the video quality of the disc, the audio quality, and also the special features that are included on the disc. Mind you, just like the top 5 countdown for theatrical releases, we have not seen every single disc for 2024. It's just
Yes.
nearly impossible, unless you're Chase, because he's just a beast and he cleared
I try.
his he
I
cleared
cleared my
his
stack.
watch list. Yeah, I have not. There have been a lot of releases I wanted to see that I still haven't. I just looked at my shelf and Wind River's there, and I still haven't watched the 4K transfer for it. So I'm super
Bro.
disappointed in myself. Yeah.
Shaking my head,
um,
man.
have you seen Wind River, Chase?
No.
Great movie. Highly recommend it.
I've heard great things.
Yeah.
For this time of year, too.
Yeah,
Great,
it's a
great
phenomenal
time.
movie. But yeah, so we're gonna go. I think Chase and Will said they wanted to do a little guessing game though before we started, just to kind of
Oh
just
no,
to
no.
make this fun, or is this at the
Yes.
end?
Yes, so we'll throw it at the end, but we wrote
Okay.
down what we think each other's number one is. I went ahead and threw Gabe's in there, but even though he's not partaking, right?
I'll see maybe by the end if I can guess it. I'll
All
see
right.
if I'll try my best. But yeah, so we're gonna do top 5 again: video quality, audio quality, special features. That's all we're looking at. We're not looking at like the quality of the film itself, guys. So Chase, I don't know if you want to start us off, bro, with your number 5. We've been flip-flopping these like the last like 30
Yeah.
minutes, so we might as well just go for it.
Well, I'll throw out my honorable mentions as
Oh yeah, honorable
well.
mentions.
Yeah, I got some of those over here. Surprisingly, honestly, now before this, of course not for honorable mentions, but I'm assuming we're doing it the same way where like if any pick from number 2 to 5 is on each other's, we'll just hop in, right?
Yeah, we'll just all jump in on it to talk
Gotcha.
about it.
But actually it's gonna be Godzilla -1. As much as I adored that, I love the packaging and stuff like that. I just think it's a year of so many great releases. It's what I was talking about earlier with you guys that there was one company that put out so many damn good transfers that they could have probably filled out my entire top 5, so it's really hard for that. And I always like to show animation some love. Transformers 1. I love this as a movie. I don't know if I just completely blanked out and forgot to shout it out during our best theatricals, but I freaking loved this movie. This movie was so good. And the HDR looks great. One of the best animated releases of the year. This one I actually just watched. I bought this purely because of the Steelbook and because of how much Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Willy Wonka just, I don't know, everybody grows up with it. I just think that that's probably the best Steelbook, and it's embossed on here like a chocolate
Yeah.
bar. So it's just so
Nice.
cool, but it looked great. It had a great track. Everything about it was pretty
Can you eat it
awesome.
for us, like on screen?
Dude, that'd be
Just
amazing.
Lick
I'm gonna
the
throw it in the
spine.
oven.
Lick the spine.
Lick the spine on that. And then my last honorable mention is another company that could probably fill out the entire top 5, but Crimson Peak. This one,
Oh, hell yeah.
the HDR definitely helps. It's not the biggest upgrade over the Blu-ray, but it just still looks incredible on a transfer basis. But it's just the packaging and it being this little book. Like it just, that's so cool. The only other release like that I've kind of seen is I believe it was The Tenant by Vinegar Syndrome. They did like a double door one. But yeah, that's gonna be my honorable mentions.
Those are pretty
And
sweet, man.
Civil War. I'll throw out Civil War as well.
Mm,
I don't have it right here.
cool. Will, what about you, man? Honorable mentions.
Yeah, it's tough, man. There were so many good releases this year. Let me just shout out a couple that I have. Honorable mentions. Let's shout out Sony with Body Double.
Hell yeah.
This was in my Steelbook video. I think it
Yeah,
was a
it's a sweet
runner-up.
seal.
I don't know if I forget if it made the top 10. I think it was a runner-up, but I mean, again, I love that they went with the original poster artwork or the artwork that at least I'm familiar with. But yeah, man, just a great transfer. I love this movie. Big Brian De Palma fan, as you guys know. I've mentioned that before, but yeah, it was great to finally get this. I didn't think that Sony was going to end up putting this out. I was assuming a boutique might end up doing this, Arrow or Kino or something like that.
Yeah.
Seemed like something more up their alley. But yeah, it was really nice to get a steelbook for this. And again, love what they did with the artwork. But transfer is incredible. It looks fantastic. It was such a joy to watch this movie again after not having seen it for so many years. Like really took me back. So yeah, shout out to Sony for Body Double. So that's
Hell yeah.
one. Another one, big runner up here for me. Not everybody's cup of tea. I'm going to preface that before I reveal it. But shout out to TerraVision, who continually just doesn't cease to amaze me with the work that they do and the stuff that they choose to put out. And
Hell
you
yeah.
know, a big thing for me in 2024, guys, and I'll say this now, and it's also something that is going to be big for me in 2025. At this point, like in my collection, and I guess you could say my physical media journey, so to speak, I'm looking for stuff that I haven't seen in a long time on an upgraded format, and I'm looking for stuff that's like going to take me back down memory lane. And this definitely did that because it's been so long since I've seen or heard of this. And this is the Video Violence
Mm.
collection
Great transfer.
from
Hell yeah.
TerraVision. It looks amazing, Chase. If you, I'm
Yeah.
assuming you've seen it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Really great. And again, this is not not in everybody's wheelhouse. So it's not for everybody. Again, just something a little more personal to my tastes. That's amazing to see. And you got some nice embossed title here, as well as the title on the back and the number there, the 2. I don't know how well you guys can see that
Yeah.
with
I'm
the
seeing it.
lighting, but
Looks really cool.
yeah. So shout out to TerraVision Video Violence Parts 1 and 2. Something that, you know, a lot of people haven't laid eyes on since the video store rental days. So one other runner up, and this didn't make my top 5. I don't know if that's going to surprise anybody, but Nightmare on Elm Street. Shout out to Nightmare on
Really?
Elm Street. Yep. This is the
Chase
UK
it really
collector's edition.
bastard.
That's just I don't know, man. My
I know
eyes must just be so
he
different from
wasn't
everyone
the
else's.
yeah, I know you said
Runner
you
up.
didn't love the transfer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great box.
Yeah, the box is awesome, and the reason I mean, and a lot of people went with this edition for the sole
Mhm.
purpose of the
Oh, I love
again
that steelbook, yeah.
original like original
So
art
nice.
on the steel books. I mean, companies out there, please, like when you're doing releases like this, just stick to
Go
the
with the
original artwork,
OG.
unless you at least include the OG artwork somewhere in the packaging. Like I kind of like the idea of
Mhm.
like an LE for this kind of stuff for these kind of releases because you know you can do something creative with the hard case and still give people what they want with at least the steel book or the slip
Yeah.
inside, whatever you choose to do, you know.
That's a great
It's
package, dude, because the slip is
best of
I
both
love the
worlds.
slip. It's great because I got it
Yeah,
from Orbit, I think, right after you had told me that you had gotten it. I think it's worth it. The
yeah.
transfer for me was I think I'm like in between you and Chase. Like to me, it wasn't horrible. I don't think it was bad. I don't think it was like amazing either. I'd probably give it like a
Yeah, I
4
don't
out of
think it didn't blow me away.
5.
I mean, again, I'm going with like overall presentation as well, bonus
Yeah.
features, packaging. So taking that into account, you know, and granted, again, it's a movie that a lot of people were asking for that we haven't had, you know, since Blu-ray. So, and
Mhm.
you know, shout out to Warner Brothers for putting that out. So yeah,
It's
that's
a
a
good
runner up.
package.
But I mean, there was so many runners up. It was hard.
Yeah.
I'm
It
also
was.
going to include. I'm going to shout out another. Let me not pick that one because that one's actually going to be in my top 5. I'm still going back and forth as we're talking here. It's like that's the
Commit,
thing. It's
Will.
like a top 5 for me. It's like with my steel books, like some of them, like when I did that video, guys, it wasn't necessarily like a top 10, so to speak. I had like my top 5 narrowed down, but like there were so many picks that it's hard to really pick, to be
Mhm.
completely honest. But yeah, another runner up. I'm gonna shout out TerraVision again.
Such a good
Out
company.
there, Halloween mega tape.
Yes, great LE. And the
sequel
Frogman Alley is
to
great too.
yep, yep, and sequel to WNUF Halloween special for those of you out there. So again, like shout out to TerraVision. Love this company. Looking forward to the stuff that they're going to put out in 2025. Um, yeah, just again, just great transfer, excellent. They kill it with the extras too. And Chase, I know you know that, but it's just great to see them putting in the kind of work that they do above and beyond. So yeah, that's a runner up. But yeah, there's so many other ones that come to mind that I don't. You know, if I could sit here for 20 minutes and tell you guys, you know, how many other I guess
Yeah.
releases would fall into that runner up category. You know, so
Yeah.
Cool. I
yeah.
got
yeah.
two, man. I brought up two just quick. So this one, Seven Samurai, the BFI edition, just
Hell yeah.
because, yeah, I didn't get to watch the whole thing. This movie's so long. It's three, I think it's like 3 hours, 3.5
Yeah.
hours. And I've seen it twice already. But I skimmed through it and the transfers just, it's amazing. The like, honestly, for like a black and white movie, especially on an OLED, it just looks phenomenal. So Seven Samurai BFI edition was fantastic. And this was my other runner up. It just, I don't know why it just didn't make the cut, which maybe this is on Chase's top five. I'm not sure, but Furiosa.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a phenomenal
Seal's
transfer.
great. Yeah.
The HDR on it, and it's just fantastic. It looks great, sounds great. I love the steelbook too. It's a very nice
Yeah, it looks
steelbook.
great.
Yeah, that's an awesome
Um,
steelbook.
but I just didn't have it in my top five. But it's a fantastic release. But yeah, those were my two honorable mentions. I'm not gonna go any further with that because I want to see what Chase has for his number 5 pick.
Oh, you want me to start that off?
Yep.
All right.
Let's go, dude.
This one hit the very, 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 very top of last year. I genuinely forgot. I thought it came out December of last year. But that's actually going to be the Conan Chronicles.
Hell
This
yeah.
big beefy boy.
And we can count both movies because so there's people there's a debate like, oh, you can't do two movies in your top five, you know, and
That's
have
one
them be
yeah, you
release
equally.
can't.
though. It's still
It
one
is one
Yeah.
release. Yeah.
It's so thick. And then look at the list
so
of
thick.
extras on the back of that.
Not as thick as Gabe.
Of course not. Yeah.
The list of extras on there, just
Bro,
everything
it's so
about
many.
it.
So many
It's
extras.
so good. I grew up with these movies. It's so great. I knew it would happen at one point. I don't know why I didn't think Arrow would get a hold of it. So it was really nice for a company that really usually hits the nail right on the head and just really hits the mark and sets the example for other labels. It was really cool for it to see happen with them. I love the second one. I know that one's an unpopular one, but I think it's great. All of them look great. It just works. There's really not much I can say about that. We have a full review up for that one. I think Will and I did that one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, we talked about I think we talked about both movies. So check
Yeah,
that
we
out,
did.
guys, if
So
you
check
haven't.
that out.
It's on the channel.
But that is my number 5. Not much I can really say about it.
Did that one land in your top 5, Will?
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, it did.
I
Yeah, it
think
did.
that-
Yeah,
okay,
you know
there
what?
we
I'm
go.
actually it is my number 5. I didn't include both films. I included The Barbarian.
Yeah.
I like Destroyer, you know, it's a fun follow-up movie for me. You know, obviously I don't take it as seriously as the first film, but yeah, I mean, there's no way that I couldn't put this on the list because this is something I'm with you, Chase, like, and we've talked about it amongst each other and in that other video, you know, you guys can go check out. Just a movie that I've wanted on 4K for such a long time, you know,
Mhm.
big movie from my childhood, you know, growing up, it was like Stallone and Arnold in my house, you know, back and forth when we weren't watching horror movies, we were watching, you know, action and adventure films. And you know, Arnold is just one of those guys growing up, you know, was an icon and kind of an inspiration and a hero to me and my brother. And yeah, I mean, this is just one of my favorite movies of all time. I mean, I can't say enough about this. I actually think this movie comes close to as far as audio. I love the audio with this. I think they did a fantastic job with the sound mixing with this release. But visually, it's just it's so stunning. This looks so goddamn good on
It
an OLED.
does. It
I'm probably
does.
going to watch it again pretty soon, actually, because I'm trying to plan out my next month and a half of watches, and I'm trying to bang out a lot of new stuff that I haven't seen, but I do want to rewatch this again because I just miss it. It's just one of those movies. It's
Cozy
just a
movie.
comforting. It is very comforting to me. So
Mhm.
yeah, Conan couldn't have a top 5 without this release, and Arrow starting off 2024 strong with this and the Destroyer and that double pack that you
Yeah.
have, which is actually pretty cool, and that is out of print now. So
Oh, is it really?
um,
Damn.
it is,
Yeah.
yeah. So for those of you that are still looking for that, good luck because last time I checked, it's going for like double the price.
Oh
So
God.
Insane.
Eating
yeah, but yeah,
prices, bro.
shout out to Conan, shout out to Arrow.
Yeah, I had a
That's my
feeling it was
number 5.
on both of your guys' list for sure because I think you guys were
Yeah.
super stoked for that when that came out.
Yeah. Love that.
Number 5 was your for me at least was a runner up for you, Chase, and that was the Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Mm.
It's a great set.
Godzilla, great set, man. I mean, you already said so much about it. Great movie, great set. It looks phenomenal in 4K. The only bummer I had with this was that
Special features.
I mean, special features were all right.
Mhm.
What is it? Oh my God, the black and white version, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that it's not on 4K.
Yeah.
I kind of had a problem with that. I don't know why they did that because honestly, I think it would have looked phenomenal on 4K.
Yeah, it definitely
Because when
would've.
I saw it theatrically, it looked freaking amazing. So that was kind of a bummer. But I mean, the this movie, man, we've already talked so much about this movie itself. But I mean, the packaging and just the freaking slip on this is just incredible. And the
Mhm.
transfer is just fantastic. So I had to give it to Godzilla -1 again, even though I feel like we talk about this movie every few months nonstop.
Such a good movie, man.
Such a good movie. So that is my number 5. Chase, going to you, man, for number 4.
Damn. Already back. All right. This one actually was one I totally forgot that it came out in 2024. I don't know why. I totally thought it was a 2023 release, but that's going to be The Crow.
Oh yeah, that
This
we were talking
transfer
about that
this
earlier.
looked fucking
Amazing
insane.
transfer, dude. Good pick.
Yeah. The transfer for this is insane. I'm a huge fan of this movie. I believe I did a review for this on the channel as well. Definitely
Mhm.
go and click that one. I break down the special features and stuff more into detail. But it's just amazing what they did. And with it being a much more gothic, more shadowed environment, it really benefits from that HDR lift, and it's super nice, and it's nice to see it get done with care and not be messed up, not be a huge miss. It's just exactly what I could have wanted out of it. So
Mhm.
yeah, there's not much else to say about it. I'm just super happy it happened, and that steelbook looks incredible. So love that one. But
I
yeah,
think it's something we don't give like enough credit to is like I mean, we always talk about like the peak highlights and stuff and color with HDR, but we don't talk about like the shadow detail that much. And there's so
yeah,
many movies with HDR that have like really good shadow detail. And I think it's cool that you mentioned that because we don't really talk about that much.
yeah, that's very true.
Mm.
Yeah, because black and white movies, just like what you were saying with Godzilla -1, with the
Mhm.
lack of it being on 4K, it just makes it a lot more deep and rich. There
Mhm.
are some Blu-rays out there and some movies that are black and white that really do a good job with SDR, but HDR just gives it that extra kick. So yeah, I agree.
Cool. Good pick, man. I have a feeling that's on Will's top 5 too. I could be wrong. You guys are twinsies, so
The Crow.
yeah.
It's not on my top 5. It's probably one of the best transfers that I saw. I'd say it's probably in my top 10 transfers, but I mean, it didn't make the overall list for best of.
Okay. What's your number 4, man?
But that's the thing though. That's like a runner up for me. Like I would throw that
Yeah,
in the runner up category because there's probably going to be other ones that you guys mentioned. If they're not in my top 5, they're probably going to be runners up anyway.
yeah.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, The Crow was one that when did that come out? That came out in the summer, I think.
It was like July or
Trying to remember.
August.
Yeah, so that's the thing, like, the middle of the year for me, because I got so busy during that time, it became kinda muddy, like,
Yeah,
my
Mhm.
memory of what was released during those couple months, July and August is a little bit fuzzy, but, number 4, and this was tough because Conan probably should have been number 4, but I already put it at number 5, so there's no going back now, folks, but, yeah, number 4 is Godzilla for me.
Mm.
yeah,
Just can't deny how much care went into this. I mean, just the fact that this is textured packaging. I mean, it's incredible. One of the best releases aesthetically. It just looks so good on the shelf. But I don't just want to talk about packaging, but like you guys said, to kind of piggyback off of the comments you made, we've already talked about this movie so many damn times. It's like, what else am I going to say to justify its existence and the need to have it? You know, whether it's this edition or the standard 4K MRA edition. I mean, I would just pick it up. It's an essential movie to have in anybody's collection. And yeah, my only gripe with it, like you said, Gabe, I was just really disappointed that they didn't have the black and white version in 4K because that would have looked amazing. And
Yeah.
I saw that version in the theater, on the second release, when they had that second run at the beginning of the year. And I loved it. I think
Mhm.
it elevated it in a way. It just was kind of like watching a different type of movie, and that was really cool. And unfortunately, not that the Blu-ray is much worse, I'm sure the Blu-ray still looks good. I haven't seen it, but yeah, I kind of wish we got that black and white version on 4K. So that's why I was debating putting this at like 5.
Mm.
But yeah, it's still a movie that just blows me away every
Mhm.
time
So
and
much
just
fun.
looks incredible. And again, the amount of talent and the work that went into not only the movie but the release there afterwards. And this package, especially, like when I saw this, I was like, dude, I gotta have that. You know,
Shout out to you
Yeah, it
guys
looks
because I
great.
remember I was on my cruise when that came out, and then I saw the
oh
text
yeah,
messages like later. It was like, if we don't get this for
yeah,
Gabe, he's gonna kill us.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
nobody was sure if this was super limited or if it was gonna stay up, and I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
stayed up for at least a week. I mean,
at
people
least a
had a
week.
chance to get it. Yeah, it was up
Yeah.
for a while. I remember
Yeah,
that. We just weren't sure. We didn't want it to
No,
sell out.
yeah.
shout
It's
out
like
to you guys.
Don't
That
want to
$4.
was
take
a
any
huge help.
chances.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
great
But
release.
yeah, Godzilla
absolutely.
number 4 for me.
Number
Good,
4,
great
man.
picks.
This
But
one's kind
back
of.
to me. Or are you
I
on
no, I
4?
think I'm on 4 right now,
Are
and
you on 4?
I'm
For
like
some reason,
flip flopping so
I
hard, dude. I really
thought you
am.
agreed.
This is a tough one.
See what you got,
I'm
Gabe.
gonna let's just go with it. I already mentioned this to you guys earlier that I was putting this on the list, but Taxi Driver.
Oh yeah,
I know this came out with a Columbia set. What was it, 2022? I think we said, right? I forgot
long time ago.
a
It
while
was
back,
volume
but
2. Yeah.
Couple
I was
years.
one of those like cranky people that wasn't gonna buy the set just for Taxi Driver. So I waited out and I'm glad I did because I really do like the steelbook. I think it's a
Mhm.
really fucking awesome steelbook. Now, this
Looks
dude,
nice.
it's such a beautiful transfer, honestly, with the Dolby Vision and the just like the grain management too. I think it's just like a
Mhm.
super, super accurate transfer. This is like one of those movies I would show people that someone who wants to see like an older movie on 4K and what it does for it. Like this is a perfect example of what to show somebody because it's just freaking phenomenal. Um, I don't know what else to say about Taxi Driver. I know we've all seen it and probably seen it like a million times, but one of my favorite movies of all time. Love Martin Scorsese, and it was a fun package, dude. Um, I think this is when the steelbook started getting ridiculously expensive, though, because I think when this came
Mm.
out, this was like 45, wasn't it?
I actually remember you saying to me, like, "Oh yeah, the Taxi Driver. I'm happy that it's finally like a standalone release, but the price was like the one thing that was kind of
Yeah, it
like,
was
what's
It's
going
terrible.
like,
on here?" You
yeah,
know?
this is when we started getting the downfall of steelbook prices. But in
Yeah,
terms of, yeah, like just a good example of an older movie that benefits from Dolby Vision and benefits from just the 4K treatment as a whole. I think that you can just see a huge difference compared to the Blu-ray. Because I have the old
yeah,
Blu-ray here. I popped it in like right before just to kind of get a sense of the difference. And dude, this image just pops so much more. It
yeah,
just does so much more, especially on OLED. So, Taxi Driver. I know it's a 2022 release technically, but I think most people were holding out for a single release, and I'm glad that we finally got it this year.
yeah. There's a lot of validity to that though, because I'm one of those people too. It's like I have like collection sets, but I only have so few of them because
Mhm.
we've talked about this before in other videos. Shelf space is an issue. As you buy more and more, it becomes a problem. And for me, like, those Columbia classic sets and like the Paramount scares, like, and I love what they're doing with those sets. And
Mhm.
obviously I know there's an audience for that. But for me, it's just not my thing. Like I'm not going to buy those sets just because I'm trying to save as much space as possible. So yeah, for people like you or me, those standalone releases are pivotal, and it's important that that we get them, So yeah, I mean, I count that as a 2024 release just because it's considered its own package as opposed to being part of a larger collection that you got to buy, just for one movie, in some
Yeah.
people's minds, So yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but that is my number 4, Taxi Driver. And back to you,
Great pick.
Chase. We're at number 3.
This one actually, I mean, it's from here, it's very, very, very tight. So I feel like a lot of people forgot about this movie coming out, Kingdom of the
Oh,
Planet
yeah.
of the
I
Apes.
forgot. Damn it.
I think so many people forgot.
I
It
had it as an
looks
honorable
so
mention
good.
on my theatrical releases.
Yeah, you did. That is
Oh
so
my
true.
god.
So I finally popped it in like last week, and I think that this is such a cool way of doing any type of special feature. So they have the raw cut on there,
Mhm.
where on the Blu-ray it'll play the movie, but it also will show you how they also captured these shots and what shots they used to portray it. And it's
Mm.
just the coolest way I've seen a company or in or release more or less present a special feature like that. And that's what the disc looks great. The Atmos sounds amazing. And I absolutely adore the artwork on the steelbook. It just looks so nice. But it's really the aspects of the special features that just really solidifies its spot on there. And it could easily be a number one. It looks great. It's the whole
Yeah.
package. And for a studio to do that, that's super cool. Super
That's one
cool.
I haven't watched again, and I think that like the special features, it shows like the actors, right? The actual actors, like their performance just raw, like without the CGI.
Yeah, it shows you multiples, so it also show you the CGI process for ones with like the monkey swinging around, and it
Mm.
also shows you them like during images or scenes where they're closer. One of them is the very, very beginning. It's not really a spoiler, but whenever they're jumping the trees and they're trying to get like really, really high and stuff like
Yeah.
that, it'll show like it's almost stop motion like super low grade CGI, and it goes very slowly. So it shows you a ton of different ways, not just them and the mocap and stuff, but it's kind of funny sometimes with the comparison because of the faces they make, but it's just an interesting way that they did the movie.
Mhm.
And the CGI in that definitely needs to get a lot of love because there's times they created entire landscapes and there's times that they built upon the landscape. And it was super cool to see that.
Yeah, I think that movie just came out so early in the year, right? Wasn't it like
March, I think.
yeah, like March or April or something? I think a lot of people forgot about it, but it was definitely one that stood out to me. I think it's a fantastic movie, and I just haven't seen the transfer yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, dude,
High
I forgot about that.
recommendation. You totally should have gotten that. It wasn't on the Amazon 3 for 33, was it?
No. Even the standard for that's expensive too. I think it goes for like 30 something bucks still. Like it's like never been on sale. And the steelbook I think
Yeah.
is like 60 or something like that.
Yeah. That's
It's
absurd.
crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. But good pick, dude. I forgot about that one.
Mm-hmm.
Will, what are we at? We're at 3, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we're at 3. Yep.
What do you got, man?
So 3 for me is I don't watch a lot of these types of movies. I'm not a big fan of musicals. Um,
Mm.
but it's a movie that, again, a lot of people were asking for a long time, and a movie that I remember watching at one point or another from my childhood. And again, it's funny because when I think about this movie prior to watching this transfer, there's so much stuff in this movie that I forgot. I also forgot how like corny it is, but it's one of those movies that again, it was a year for releases, a couple or a handful of which we had not seen on a home video format in some time. So number 3 for me, I mean, the movie isn't, the best. It's not a perfect movie by any means, but it's a pretty unique musical from its time period, and that is Trick or Treat.
Hell yeah. I've heard
So
good
Mm.
things about that release, man.
yeah, this is again more so about the care that went into this, something that we haven't had in such a long time, and to get this on 4K. And again, like this movie, like some people are going to watch this movie and be like, what is this movie? Like Gene Simmons is in this, Ozzy Osbourne has a cameo in this. It's one of those movies, like if you were like a metalhead, like growing up, especially if you listen to like 80s, metal music, like this is going to be right up your alley. And it's a mix of like metal and horror, which,
Oh,
those two
damn.
worlds, they cross over a lot. But,
Mhm.
I got this cover. It was like released. I think there were 3 different variants of this available from Synapse, excuse me. And yeah, I got this one. To me, this cover kind of resonated the most with me because this most represented the vibe of the movie, at least from what I remember. But yeah, amazing work on the transfer. The transfer is incredible. And this was kind of in limbo for a while, and if you guys check out other channels on YouTube, a bunch of people have kind of talked about what kind of happened with this and what the status was. There were a lot of questions for the past, we should say a year and a half up to the release as to what the status was on this, because it was announced that it was being worked on. And again, it was just kind of one of those things where it was like, okay, we got some news, like it's in the works, and then it's not, and then it is. So we finally got it last year, and yeah, it lives up to I guess my expectations. I loved it, and again, the movie isn't the best. It's kind of corny, but it's a fun watch. If you're into horror and you're tolerant of that kind of 80s like hair metal. It's just kind of a wild, fun ride. So yeah, Trick or Treat by it kind of like, I think this was a joint release because the logo on here is I think it's Red Shirt Home Video or Red Shirt Pictures, and they kind of teamed up with Synapse to put this out. But as far as the packaging, they get a booklet in here. There's a bunch of extras on here. Like again, I'm not going to read through all this right now, but yeah, the picture quality is fantastic. Excellent work on the transfer. I think the sound quality was pretty good, for what it is. So yeah, Trick or Treat is my number 3 pick.
I haven't seen that yet. I've heard good things
I
about it, but I haven't
yeah.
watched it.
It's a fun movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I've scrolled past it a few times, and I want to check out that release. I'm gonna check it out on a streaming service, and then see
I'd
about, because
recommend
Synapse
that.
doesn't miss, and I know they took their sweet time on that release, like
Mhm.
a lot of
Yeah.
love, and it looks insane.
Yeah.
Apparently,
It's
uh,
again, it's probably some people like I don't watch musicals. I'm not a big fan of musicals. I mean, even for me with this one, it's like, with me, it's a lot of nostalgia with it as well, just because I remember it from when I was younger. So, that was a big reason behind my purchase. But yeah, it was just
oh yeah,
something that, like you said, just been in the works for a long time, and we finally got it. So happy to finally have that on the shelf. So yeah, but yeah, definitely check it out on streaming, folks, if you haven't seen this movie. Um, I don't know if it's on Tubi or not.
Shout out
I
to
know
I
Tubi.
have a
we
feeling.
fluff Tubi a lot on this, this channel.
Yeah, man.
So
Tubi has
check it
everything.
out.
But when you said 80s metal and horror, I mean, it sounds intriguing. It
Yeah.
sounds like a good
Oh
watch.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't listen to a lot of that music so much anymore, at least from the 80s. I mean, there's a couple bands I'm still like I check out every now and then, but like, dude, this just kind of took me back. But like again, it's a fun movie though. Fun movie. And there is kind of that horror element to it, which is kind of neat. And again, for the time,
Mhm.
thinking back, it was definitely unique. So
Sounds like
hell
fun,
yeah,
dude. Sweet.
yeah.
So where this is number 3, right?
yep.
This one's
Numero
tough,
3.
dude. This is like I think my number 2 is just straight bias, but I mean I'm just gonna go for it. This is where I have it at. So number 3, which I think is probably on some of your guys' list, it has to be Dune Part
Mm.
2.
Looks great.
Yeah, this is I don't remember which steelbook this is. I think this is the
Is
That
it the
is
priced
one?
one.
the
Fnac, I
It's the
think
yeah,
this is the
Fnac
Fnac one. Yeah.
yeah.
I just didn't like the one. What was it?
sandworm.
The sandworm one. Yeah, it's
That's
just
the
like
one
a
I got.
sandworm popping out, and it's just I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. But we know that Chase loves the sandworm, so he has the sandworm bucket and
Yeah, I
all
got the
that good
bucket
stuff.
still right there.
But
All of
this
them.
disc, I mean, it's a fantastic freaking transfer, man, and the Atmos on this is fantastic. The transfer, it looks amazing. I mean, this is a difficult one because it's just like it's never. I think we had talked about this during our theatrical thing too. It's just like it's never gonna you're never going to get that same experience you had, whether it was in Dolby Atmos or in IMAX. Like, it's just so difficult to kind of recapture that experience. But I think
Yeah.
that, this is definitely the best it's ever going to get. And I think it's, this is definitely one of the best Atmos tracks I've heard in a while. So yeah, I had to go with Dune Part 2. Yeah. And
Looks
there's been
great.
so many damn steelbook releases for this one.
They have a
Yeah.
brown one now, right? Or is that part one?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't
looks
remember.
leather bound.
Yeah, I think that's part 1. I don't
Is it?
remember.
Okay. Yeah, I saw it at
I
Walmart.
I gotta go check and see, but yeah. I mean, one of you guys have Dune, right?
I have it. I own it. Yes.
I have it too.
Is it
No,
not?
we
Aren't we
have
do
it.
the thing if I mention it,
No.
you guys gotta mention it or what?
I don't think this one's gonna be like last time, where every single time we said a
Uh,
movie where we all we all were spider webbing around.
oh, okay. Just
Um,
making sure.
but no, that's a great pick, man. Yeah, the disc looks phenomenal.
What about you, man? Number 2, we're swinging back around, almost
Number
done.
2. Oh shit. All right. Let me get my number
Okay, this
1
is
out.
where I want to say this because I wrote down what I think your number 1 picks are. Gabe, I was already wrong about yours.
Mm.
But yeah, Chase, go ahead.
I'm still not
I'm
sure.
interested.
I'm
Okay.
winning Gabe
I'm
100%.
interested to see what
Yeah,
I'm
Chase has
I'm
mine.
winning.
He
Yeah,
knows.
I'm winning Gabe's
Because I was
100%.
texting him nonstop after the movie. As we're
Okay.
watching it at home.
Okay.
So actually, believe it or not, as much praise as I've been giving about a special company from Second Sight, they're not my number 1 pick. It's actually a
Mm.
different release.
Yeah.
There's about 5 releases they did. They did I haven't mentioned it yet, but Possessor is a one of the best releases I've ever had in my hands, just as a fan of the Cronenberg family tree over there. But there's just one release that stands above everything else out there, and that's actually The Green Room. And I just think it's the
Mm.
Oh
way
yeah.
that it was shot that made it look absolutely insane. Um, it's just the way the shadows were, the story. It was my first. I actually just blind bought it because it came out just like they have The Brood, and they have what's the other one? Scanners, that's coming out around the same time these ones did. I had to pick The Green Room. Amazing special features, everything. It's like I said, this could easily be number 1. Um, I could fill the whole list with Second Sight. Green Room, if you guys haven't checked it out, I highly recommend checking it out. I think this is out of print. I don't even know if they have the standard. I know the LE is for sure out of print. But
Yeah.
it's basically a punk rock band ends up playing a gig and runs into what would be the how do you say it? The comparison point of like a neo-Nazi, I guess you can say.
Hmm. Yeah.
And it just kind of turns into this cat and mouse horror thriller. I wouldn't say horror in the traditional sense, much more thriller, but it definitely has horror elements. So I love the movie, and this was definitely one of the biggest surprises of the entire year. Again, can easily be number 1, but it's going to sit firmly at number 2 because number 1 I popped back in, and yeah, so we'll see what number 1
Mm.
is because it looks insane.
Interesting.
You'll never
Yeah,
know.
I think the standard for that is sold out too. I could be wrong.
Is it really?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm like
it's a
trying to. It's
fun
out of
movie.
stock on the second site. Yeah, I got to double check.
I think you'd have a really good time with that one. It's got Patrick Stewart as the leader of the.
Yeah, you're telling me that.
Yeah.
I have it. I jotted down and put it on my watch list because it sounds like a movie I'd like. I got to
Yeah.
get to it.
Yeah, you
Cool.
definitely would.
Sweet. What about you, Mr. Will, number 2?
What's number 2, sir?
Number 2 for me is a Second Sight release, and I mean, I've kind of raved about this when it came out, and after I watched it, I think this is the end all, addition to end all editions. If that sounded like it made sense.
No
Um,
way. I think I know
No,
what
what's
it is.
coming?
I had a
Yeah.
feeling, dude. I had a feeling.
Blair Witch. It's not a 4K, it's a Blu-ray, but you don't necessarily need to see this movie on 4K. I think the Blu-ray is just fine. Yeah, I think that package is just it's packed with everything you would need if you're a fan of the Blair Witch movies, if you grew up with them. I know Chase, I know you've said that you're not like the biggest fan of it, and I
Yeah.
totally get that there's there's a distinct audience for it. There's the people that, aren't necessarily into it, but acknowledge that, it obviously has its place in horror movie history in terms of what it did for the genre, especially like the found footage genre. But
Yeah.
yeah, man, this movie, like it's still, there's something about it that still just creeps me out. And I think it's just, going back to when I was younger, seeing it at Blockbuster and not being able to rent it, because my mom was like afraid of this movie. She thought there was something wrong with it. And back in the day, she was a superstitious person. But yeah, this movie just creeped me out so much when I first saw it. And to relive that feeling watching it again, um in this edition, which is pretty much the director's vision. I mean, this is how he intended the filmmakers intended the movie to be seen. And they have a lot of the footage that was originally not included, packed into this, and it is so cool. They have 3 different cuts on here. I watched the festival cut, which has all the additional footage packed in there. But what really blew me away was the documentary that they have in here. And Gabe, I don't know if you've seen it yet.
No, I have it in my watch pile right there, dude. I'm actually waiting for the
Okay.
corrected disc because I was gonna ask you, was that
Yeah.
just for the theatrical or for?
I think it's for the I wanna say it's for the theatrical. I didn't notice it the first time,
Okay.
when I watched it. I didn't necessarily notice it, but yeah, it's definitely I found the part where they're, referencing, and yeah, that it
Mhm.
definitely is noticeable when you're paying attention. But yeah, for those of you who are waiting on replacement discs, I think February they're saying
Mhm.
they're gonna start shipping out, so it won't be much longer before you get the corrected discs. But, that issue aside, I still think this is one of the best releases of the year. And again, like Second Sight's packaging is second to none. So shout out to them. And shout out to Imprint because they also put a release out for this, which I think included the sequel, Book of Shadows.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not the biggest fan of that one. It's still fun. It's a fun follow-up, but I'm really into the original movie. So to see it in this presentation was totally worth it, and something I'm going to watch again and again, in the years to come. So I'm really happy that I was able to pick this up, and yeah, it just looks so damn good. But
Yeah.
the extras, guys, they killed it on the extras. Gabe, I'm curious to know what you think when you watch this. When you watch the documentary, part of the bonus features, I love the way that the documentary starts. I think it was really cool how they segued into it. So that's
That's
one of my
sweet.
favorite
I'll
things
probably
about
watch
this
it back to
release.
back. I'll probably watch the movie and then watch the documentary right after.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
it's really neat, and they did such a damn good job with this. But as far as the audio quality and the visual quality, I mean, it's a second sight release, so the transfer is as good as it's going to
Mhm.
look, given the source material. I mean, you guys, this is obviously not
Yeah.
shot on film, like at least for the most part. So
90s VHS.
yeah, so it looks as good as it's gonna look for what it is.
Mhm.
I thought it sounded great, from, like, what I remember it, but yeah, just again, something that I haven't seen in a long time and was really happy that it got the release that it did, I think totally worth it. So, yeah, Blair Witch is my number 2 pick, guys.
It's
Yeah,
a great pick, man.
I need to watch it, dude. And I was so pissed because I had that limited edition set in my cart and I just never I was like, "Oh, I'll get it," and then just sold out. So I had to go with
Yeah.
the standard copy, but, if it ever goes back in print again, I'll probably pick it up because Blair Witch for me too was just one of those movies in my childhood that, it's hard to describe it. It just kinda had this weird impact because at the time when it came out, it was just so mysterious, and everyone was just, talking about it, and then, like, when you saw it, it just was this kind of weird visceral experience, and the ending creeped me the fuck out as a kid. Um
Yeah.
I saw it on I think you remember those black box I'm gonna get arrested for saying this probably. You remember those black box cable things where you could hack it and, like, get HBO for free and all that crap?
No, I don't know what
Yeah.
you're talking about,
Yeah,
but
I don't know what
yeah,
you're talking
okay.
about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I may or may not have
Okay.
watched it that way at home, and
Dabbled.
it freaked me. Yeah, freaked me the hell
Yeah.
out, man. But yeah, I love that movie, so I'm excited to watch that, and the documentary sounds amazing. So it's a solid
Yeah.
pick, man. We're at number 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Number 2. Dun, dun, dun. No Country for Old
I
Men.
knew
I
it.
yep.
No Country for Old Men. Dude, you guys know this is like my holy grail that I've been waiting for God, man. Like, how many years has it been? Like
Hell yeah.
7, 8 years of waiting for this freaking movie on 4K. I don't know why it took so long. And Criterion did a fantastic job with it, man. Honestly, it looks phenomenal. The Dolby Vision's beautiful. It's a pristine presentation. Like, to me, it was flawless. I know some people were saying that the encoding could have been a little bit better. I've seen but I feel like it's just like nitpicking at that point. I don't think like you're gonna notice, like a huge difference. But I mean, from what I saw on my OLED, it looked fantastic, and a lot of the special features here on the Criterion disc were really, really solid. So, yeah, this is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's in my top 5 movies of all time, and I'm finally happy that we got it on 4K, and they did it justice. They really did. Fantastic release.
I knew that would top your top 5. I'm glad it's a good restoration. I'm gonna get it on the next Criterion sale for sure. Because that one just hit right after the sale just ended, so I gotta wait a few more months.
Didn't you get it on Orbit though? I thought you had ordered it like right because I texted you that it was on sale on Orbit.
No, I just didn't buy it because it was like what, $32 after everything.
Yeah,
I just didn't buy it.
It was like 30.
Yeah,
or
you had
something
texted
like that.
me it. Yeah, I just didn't end up. All right.
So we're at the number one.
The number one. What are your guys' guesses? For mine, we'll do it.
Wild
that way.
Robot.
Wild Robot. No, but shout out that. Yeah, because I was watching that while we were organizing and everything, and that transfer because I just got it delivered today, but I already had it set to watch Wonka and Bob Marley. But that transfer was looking insane. I just didn't watch the movie, so I can't put it in the top 5.
Yeah.
Maybe a shout out for honorable mention, but it was looking insane.
Furiosa.
No.
Is it? It's not a studio disc, is it?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
It's
I'll give you that.
This is Will's wheelhouse. Then
it's Scream Factory.
No.
He's a
Shout
maybe.
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 No, I'm trying to think.
Maybe.
No, because I'm trying to think because I thought it was going to be a second sight release. I was close because I was going to say, okay, he's going to go with either. I thought I was going to write Possessor down because I remember you did the review for Possessor. Yeah. I got to think. Give me one more hint.
Give me a hint.
No, because there's so many movies.
Yeah, there's so many.
Scream Factory had a decent year.
Yeah, they did. It was a summer release.
Just go back on YouTube and watch reviews that he did.
Yeah, I need like 20 minutes, guys. Hold on, I gotta
rolling over it in the video. Probably.
I gotta go catch up on some lore.
No, but it is a Scream Factory title, right?
Yeah. Do you want to throw one last guess?
Oh, dude,
I don't think you'll be able to get it because I forgot it came out this year, and I just remember how impressed I was.
I was gonna say it wasn't Trick or Treat because that was late. That was October. God damn, it wasn't.
A Trick or Treat was Arrow. Didn't he say it was?
Trick or Treat was Arrow. Sorry, I got I'm totally mixed up, dude. No, just go for it. Just go.
It is RoboCop.
Oh, RoboCop 2. Dude. I forgot about that. Oh my
That's a
god.
deep cut.
Yeah, totally under the radar.
As a package, I think it's a little bit weaker than many other things I could put on there. But the fact that they got this movie to look as damn good as it does is just blows my mind. I actually popped it in right before Wild Robot. I was like, is it really that good? I remember loving it. I remember everybody raving over it. It's light on the special features and what I would necessarily want. The sound is pretty. It just sounds like sound. It sounds good. I don't really. It sounds like sound. It makes noises,
the sound works on it.
Yeah, but the visuals are just next level. This one's a little bit less gothic than the original one, with like the little like brighter, humorous moments. It's a lot brighter, and so you have these neon lights, and then the contrast of whenever like the ground is wet and stuff, and it blew me away. There's definitely some other strong contenders. I just think that this one deserves the love and praise. So that's gonna be my number one.
Completely forgot about that.
No, that's unexpected. I forgot about that.
How does it compare to the like Arrow, the original one? Is it like on par with that one?
No, this is a RoboCop 2.
Yeah, so I'm saying like how does it compare to the original, like the
Blu-ray? I never bought that one.
The what? The 4K RoboCop?
No, I have that. This is RoboCop 2. Or
Yeah,
you're talking
it's a
about.
sequel.
Oh,
Oh, you're
Yeah,
just
that
meaning like
I'm
in
just
okay.
saying,
terms of
like,
You're
the
just
how does it?
meaning
Yeah,
like,
the transfer.
I
Yeah, yeah.
gotcha.
oh,
I was like, wait,
I
what?
thought you thought that was RoboCop 1.
No,
Okay.
bro, that came out like
No,
2 years ago, didn't it?
yeah, forever ago. But
Yeah. No, I was just saying,
honestly,
how
I'd
is it
say
on
about the
par with the
same
first one?
level. Yeah,
Okay.
the same level. I feel like that's a solid compliment
Because
towards
the
it. Same
first
level.
RoboCop transfer was fucking fantastic. I think,
Yes.
yeah, that one I picked up late, and I think I texted you on that one too. That it just looked really phenomenal.
Looked really good.
RoboCop 2, I forgot about that shit that came out this year, man. Completely
Will,
forgot.
we ready for Will's?
Will's, I mean, I'm not gonna be able
I
to
have a
guess it.
guess.
It's a boutique label, right?
yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
I
I'm
have
gonna
my
leave that to
guess.
Chase.
It's in far
It's
left
a, it's an
field.
it's an Arrow release, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I might still be right. That's why I kept hounding you earlier for what I thought yours would be. Before we started rolling, I was like, all right,
Yep.
I got to make sure that we understand the difference on what like we can include and exclude because
Yep.
this rides that line. But my guess
Oh.
was actually the Blood Pack American Psycho.
Nope.
Damn. I
Nope.
just remembered you really liked that, man. So
Oh,
I
I
figured
dig
just
that release. And that dude, that was
yeah,
such a gimmick, like, with the blood, and I
yeah, it's so
I'm a
cool.
sucker for that stuff sometimes. But no, what I
Mhm.
liked about that, and I will say that's probably in my runner up because I'm glad that we got both of those movies as a package.
Yeah,
So I appreciated that. That was Viavision. Shout out to Viavision, guys.
great
They do
company.
some cool stuff. Yeah, good company, really good company. Um, I only have a handful of releases from them, but like I only have like 4 or 5 releases, but every release that I've gotten from them, I've been really super enamored with. So yeah, shout out to Viavision for sure. But no, it's not the American Psycho, the Blood Pack. No.
Tell us then,
Any other?
man.
So I
I,
don't.
that was like my
It's not
deepest cut.
here. I don't have it in this room because we
Hmm.
were watching it upstairs the other night. It is a movie that again I've been waiting for a long time, a movie that I've loved. A really fantastic. I guess we could call it a road movie. You could call it a thriller. You could call it a. It's kind of like a. Some people would refer to as like a slasher movie, except with cars, or vehicles. And that is. Oh, I think we lost Chase.
Yeah, he's just said in 1 second. We're still good to
Okay.
go.
So, well, I don't know if I should say it without him being here, but
I think you had mentioned this movie in one
hmm,
of the recent videos, didn't you?
I don't know. I don't know. We
I
take
feel
a
like
I'll
you
let you take
did.
another guess. Take one more. Take one
Dude,
guess.
you did
It's a
mention it.
boutique label. It's a boutique label. It's
Oh my
not
god, what's the
Arrow.
name of it? I know which one you're talking about, dude. I know what the cover looks like. I just freaking forgot the name of the movie. It's the one with that big old monster truck on the cover.
No.
What?
No, no, it's not that one.
No?
That one is what was that one called? I don't
Oh, dude,
even
we had
I
talked
already
about
forgot
it.
the name of that movie. That was a Kino Lorber
That was
release,
a Kino Lorber release. Yeah, my bad.
about I didn't watch that one yet. That's still in my watch pile.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah. Dude, I can't
Still
think
in my
of
watch pile.
cars battling car. Yeah, I don't know, dude.
I can tell you what that movie is and hold on.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the Kino Lorber one. I forgot what video we did that one on. I started thinking that maybe that was it, but
Yeah, that one is that one's called Rolling Vengeance. That's a
Rolling
Blu-ray
Vengeance.
Kino
Oh, okay.
Lorber
Oh,
release.
yeah, it wasn't even a 4K, right?
But yeah, but no, that's not it. That's
Oh,
not it.
okay, so it's not that one.
Chase, one
Sorry
more
about that. I'm
guess.
back. Oh, we're guessing. Okay, okay.
Gabe just
Um,
guessed a movie called Rolling Vengeance, which is by Kino Lorber that I kind of joked about. It looked so ridiculous that I had to buy it on sale, but
Yeah, I thought it was that
it's
one, but
not
I was
that one.
wrong.
ugh.
He says it's cars. It's like like cars, like
Well,
metal.
vehicles are involved. There's
Did
Okay.
Blood
vehicles
Car come out this
involved.
year?
Huh?
Did Blood Car come out this year?
Mm, I don't know. It's
Oh,
not that
then
one.
I guess not. Okay, I was about to say. I guess that eliminates that.
No.
I think
No,
that
it
was a
ain't Blood
March
Car.
title from TerrorVision. Involves cars. Duel didn't come out this year. That was last year.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that
There's
was
no
last
way.
year. Yeah. No
Yeah,
way, dude.
no
That was
way.
2020.
No
Well,
way.
I wish I don't want to run upstairs and grab it because I don't want to take up too much time trying to go up there and then get all the way back down. But so I'll just say what it is. It is Second Sight's The Hitcher.
Oh hell yeah! Yeah,
Mm,
The
that's
Hitcher.
actually the only that and Bittersweet Life are the only two I skipped out on. But
Yep.
I kind of regret that. But I heard great things, man.
The
Great
Hitcher
things.
is
mm,
amazing.
Yeah.
Everything from, I mean, the packaging, I don't want to really, what else can be said about it, but the movie itself, they did such a damn good job with the transfer. And that is a movie with, I don't know if you guys are fans of Rutger Hauer, but he is just absolutely psychotic. Just stellar performance, just a fantastic movie. Again, one of these movies that it's been so many years since I've seen it, and it was so fun to watch it again and just kind of just relish in how good it looked and what a good job they did with it. So yeah, that's my number one is The Hitcher, and again, a movie that has been in the works for some time, for people that have followed Second Sight, it's they were working on it for a while. It's like over a year,
Yeah.
year and a half that
mhm.
people were
Long time.
talking about it. And it was, again, kind of like the Trick or Treat thing. It's another one of those things where it's like a title that's been rumored to be in the works for so long. And yeah, we finally got it. And again, definitely worth the wait. So yeah, The Hitcher was my number one. Can't recommend it enough. I think the standard edition is still available. They might even have some of the LE edition still available for those of you that are interested. I don't know if
Mm.
it's
And not on
might
the
just
not on their website. Like I
yeah,
haven't
no, I
checked
would
like
check
Diabolic
maybe
or Orbit.
Orbit or Diabolic, one of them would probably have it, but yeah, The Hitcher. So
Solid
that
pick,
is my
dude.
number one pick. Cannot recommend it enough. One of my favorite releases, or possibly the release of 2024 for me, at least.
Hell yeah.
So
They had such a killer year, man.
yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
not
for
on
sure.
Diabolic.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
like
got to be
looking at
on
both of
Orbit.
them. Let me see. I'm just curious. Because I remember that. Yeah, it is. Wait, hold on. It is on Orbit. So
Okay.
the
Yeah,
hits
so
are
LE is
Orbit
limited.
still has it
Yeah.
available. So,
how
by
much?
the time this
54.
video drops,
$59.99, which isn't
yeah, it's
bad,
probably like
dude. Because it's
60.
honestly, I remember looking at pictures of it, and it was a solid set.
It's a big
Yeah.
boy.
It
Yeah,
is a big boy. Yeah.
for $59.99, that is not bad at all. Good pick, dude.
Yeah, that's a very great pick.
Yeah,
Second
very
Sight, I
unique
really
pick.
think had the best year. Tons of competition, great year from many places, but Second Sight just did not miss at all this year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this year was just I think we were talking about it in some other video, but it's just there was just so many releases this year. Like it got
Mhm.
overwhelming, kind of like what Will was talking about. I know you were busy in the middle of the year, Will, but I mean, I know you were
Yeah.
still like getting your orders in, but it was just there's just so many freaking movies coming out this year. It was
Yeah.
Oh,
difficult
yeah,
to keep
for
Some
up.
sure.
Yeah,
it was an
it was
onslaught.
tough. But
Mhm.
yeah, good job, guys. I mean, the picks were they were about what we thought they would be. I would say. I know
Yeah.
Chase would love
Why
Wild
don't
Robot as the number one.
why don't you just
Nah.
say your number one, or do you want us to play the guessing game? I got it written down,
You
so I
already got it
can't.
written down. Just say it. Just say it.
Well, I'll show you
Yeah.
what I had written
Yeah.
down.
Let Will.
Yeah, go. Oh, thick
Oh.
boy. He said thick boy. That's
That's what I had for you, thick boy. I thought No Country was going to be your number one because, I know you were looking forward to it.
Yeah.
The only other thing that I saw you really excited about was what was it? I don't know if it was, I'm pretty sure this was 2024, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think it was a European release. It was listed and then taken down. It was There Will Be Blood.
Oh,
Oh
dude.
yeah.
That's my
Remember that?
other. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was. It
That
was some
I
French website had a listing for it, and then it got
had a
taken
listing
down.
for,
So
and then it got taken down. But I
yeah,
know
that is my
between
other
that
grail.
one and yeah, and those two for you, I know were big on the want list. So I was positive that it was going to be No Country for Old Men. But no, I am curious to see what it is. Chase, what do you think?
Oh, I
He already
know.
knows. He knows.
I
Just
know.
say it, dude.
I
Well,
know.
Say
he
it.
Well,
knows all your
it's
secrets.
it solidified it because like it genuinely is shocking. It didn't. It's just I wanted to show love and disperse it a little bit. But yeah, Civil War looks incredible, man.
You know, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
It's yeah, dude. I
That
mean, I had
totally
this as
makes
my
sense.
best theatrical, but honestly, this disc, dude,
It
it's
looks
just
crazy.
fantastic.
it's just a crazy looking disc, and it looks so good because you guys know I'm a huge fan of just like shooting on film and film as a
Yeah.
format as a whole, and looking at film on 4Ks. And
Yeah.
I thought No Country for Old Men would definitely be my number one, but I have to give it to Civil War, dude. There's just something about that movie when you pop
Looks
it on an
crazy.
OLED, it just looks
Yeah.
like otherworldly, like it's like in another dimension. And the audio on it is just, it's just insane. You know, like a lot of the gunshots and the music and all that stuff, it's just mixed perfectly. I would say that is like a reference level disc, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I think if I wanted to show someone what 4K could do, I would probably pop in Civil War. It's kind of weird. Yeah, it was best theatrical for me, and also hit best disc as well. It's just a phenomenal package. I'm kind of pissed I didn't go for the steelbook
Yeah,
when it came out,
same.
because I think I think that thing sold out pretty quickly.
It did.
I wouldn't mind if they ever did like some slipcover edition of this or something like that, some limited edition, A24 edition. I'd get that in a heartbeat.
I don't
But yeah,
remember the Steelbook. What was that? Was it
It was
like
just
the
a
I think it was
cover,
Statue of
wasn't it?
Liberty or
Statue
something?
of Liberty.
Oh,
Yeah,
was it? Oh, okay.
I think so. Maybe there's two versions if I remember correctly. I think there was like a North America.
I thought there
and-
was one that was just the cover. Like it was
Yeah.
that, but as a steelbook, I thought.
Maybe I don't
Could be
remember. This is
wrong.
so early in the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, fantastic reference
Good
level
pick, man.
disc. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
cool,
great.
awesome, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that
we
sounds
wrapped that
great.
up. Yeah, and I know that there's gonna be people in the comments that said what about this movie and what about that movie, and I'm
Mhm.
Yeah,
sure
those
that
great
people
ones.
might even comment on some that I'm gonna be like, shit, totally forgot about that one, and I
Yeah.
probably would squeeze. I know that's gonna happen. 100%. Someone on the Discord's gonna say something and be like, "How did you guys fucking forget this movie?"
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought really hard. Honestly, like I was almost upset at myself. I forgot about The Crow because that was
Mm,
such an insane transfer. But
Mm.
great year. 2025 is looking like it's already going to be another great one. You know, we've got Jackie Brown and Kill Bill right around the corner.
yeah,
Actually, no, it drops whenever this drops, I think, doesn't it?
yeah. They just sent me
I
my
think
USPS code
this
or
Tuesday.
tracking for it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Cool, guys. Awesome. Well, yeah, guys, let us know down below what your top 5 discs were for the year for 2024. Let us know the obvious ones that we just forgot about because we're tired and doing this super late in the day. But yeah, just shout out below what you guys thought were the best transfers and best discs that you bought during the year, and like, subscribe if you like the content. And as always, we appreciate you guys for watching.
We appreciate it, everybody.
Later.